Afternoon, everyone. It's a Monday, and you know what that means? All your football. You know my football file went like 10-2 this week so far, and I got a Monday night game. My football file's doing great, but this is about hockey, so let's stop talking about football. It's hockey day. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday, not football. Let's talk about the hockey games yesterday. There were 3 games yesterday. File had some pretty interesting things to say based on what happened yesterday. I can't believe I didn't take Wheeler and Shifley. I didn't. Even after looking at the video, I told myself I should have, and I didn't. I managed to cash for the roster without them, but unbelievable. Wheeler had a hat trick in the first period, like ridiculous. If you had him, you had Wheeler and Shifley, you were in good times. Other things we talked about yesterday, Monahan, Skinner. I tell everyone to take Skinner. That's nice to see. He's one of the top 5 wingers here, but you really wanted to have Wheeler and Shifley. Pittsburgh was a big dud. It was really all Winnipeg. Justin Williams, nice. Silverberg did break out. Johnny Hockey. Caps really didn't perform much at all last night, and the Penguins were just not solid. So anyway, it was interesting if you loaded up on that line on Winnipeg, which we showed. They do have that propensity to have huge games. You were in great shape. So let's talk about today, though, because it is team and line. Okay, so what we've got is we have 8 games on the schedule today. Awesome, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've got all the stats and all the lines updated. Spent a good time this morning getting some people purchasing the file already. It's awesome. Having a lot of fun with this. It was fun watching this. Hockey seems to be great. And the Vegas Golden Knights are playing tonight. I think we're going to load up on them. Haven't really gone through the teams yet, so we're going to do it right now. Try to get this under. We'll see how fast we can do it, right? So, some goalies are confirmed. I'm not going to talk too much about them, but we do have the goalies pivot here. It's set on active games up here, so you can kind of look and see who you'd want. Who is Oscar Dansk? On the Knights, of course. Interesting. God, all right, anyway, I don't know who's going to play, but let's start looking at offensive teams and everything. Let's go matchup by matchup. Let's start with Arizona and Philadelphia. Let's start with Arizona. I do like this guy, Clayton Keller. He's that kid. I think he's like 18. Awesome. So, yeah, you want to think about grabbing him all the time. And I guess you want Stefan with him. He seems to be the one performing with him mostly recently. I got taken on Domi the other night. Didn't work out for me. Ekman Larson really hasn't. You can see it's even only an average of 3.2 for Stefan, but he's been coming on more recently in the last 4 or 5 games. So these two probably stay. We're playing Philly. How is Philly's goaltending, right? So what you can do is you can go over here and you can look at this matchup here. We can tie all these matchups together in a slicer, actually, and I can have it. So you click one, and it affects a lot of different places at once. But this is total team offense. This is being sorted by with our teams here. So, like, what we're looking at here is we're looking at Arizona and Philadelphia. Arizona, I believe, still has not had a win. Is their first win going to come against Philadelphia? Where's Philadelphia on here? 4-4-2. Oh, it's right there. Philadelphia's there. Yeah, poor Arizona's been putting up a few more goals lately, but Philadelphia can also as well. So you look and say, all right, well, who's your goaltenders on Philly? Is it going to be Nuvi or Elliott? How many goals do they give up? And you get to see that what I'm doing is I'm shrinking and expanding. And what I'm doing here is allowing us to see this every time we open it up, to see this by the team and by the name, right? So if we expand this out entirely, and then, yeah, that should do it. Like, if you go back here and you see that, like Arizona, depending on who's going to be playing, these guys are all giving up goals. Ranta hasn't played in a while, I guess. It's probably going to be either Domingue or Aiden Hill. So Philly's a team you want to look for offense, right? Is Arizona going to put up the goals against Philly? They could put up a few. This is probably going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I think that's very possible. So if you're looking at that, we went over the Arizona guys, which they don't have too many that you really want to pick up. guess you could do Duclair and Dvorak. But I guess if you're going to grab two, you grab these two. Now for Philly, we see that Arizona has given up some goals, so Philly's a good bet offensively tonight, right? Look at this nastiness, right? Look at these points. These four guys, anything above averaging 3, all four of them. I mentioned that the other day on the first video, and they also, I believe a lot of them did produce that game. They won like 4-2 against Toronto. So these guys are all dangerous as heck. And so I'd think about all of them. And then you can grab Simmons, because when you look at the power play line, Simmons plays on. So you grab those 5 guys pretty much. Do you want to mess with anything else to try to grab some less-owned guys because they might be playing more? Manning and Konechny. Konechny's been playing very well, I believe, from what I saw. So I don't know. This is an interesting off. He may not do this every game. And I think we're missing. Oh, yeah, they have a new guy, Mark Alt, I believe, on Philly, who hasn't played a game yet. So he's a random sleeper, brand new guy. I don't know. You get him, nobody's going to have him. I'm sure his ownership's going to be nothing. I don't even think he's on the DraftKings list yet. But I saw him on Daily Faceoff. So I think you grab those 5 big guys, really. And, and then you can sprinkle a couple if you've got some cheaper guys you want to grab next. Okay, Boston and Columbus. I had to fix something here. I edited the video for a minute. All right, so Boston and Columbus. Let's see what we've got for Boston. Let's see how their teams are doing also. Boston and Columbus. Bobrovsky is always solid on the Jackets. Let's see here. Bobrovsky always solid. Could have been Korpisalo played last game. It's probably going to be Bobrovsky. I know I actually took Bobrovsky accidentally and then left the house and didn't realize he wasn't starting, and that really upset me in a fantasy pick. Tuukka Rask. See who's going here. Teams, how are these guys scoring? Columbus not putting up the offense that we saw out of them last year, struggling a little bit. And the Boston Bruins are also struggling a little bit. Interesting. Pretty down low shot-wise. The Columbus is getting shots. They're not scoring as many goals. That's interesting. So not as much offense as I would normally expect out of these teams. So let's see. With Boston, you still have big guys like Marchand. Brad Marchand, I call this the ugliest line in hockey. I'm so bad. Marchand, Bergeron, Anders Bjork can have a big game, but if Bobrovsky's playing, I don't like this at all. Pasternak is a good guy to grab, though. He will get points for you generally. It's 4.1. That's nice. And Danton Heinen may be a cheapie. That's interesting, 3,500. So keep that in mind. How about the Jackets? Columbus Blue Jackets. So this team really still does have a lot of points, even though, what am I seeing goal-wise out of them lately? They had this run, but it's been a little while. They're still putting up a lot of shots, though. Still high 30s. So, is Boston giving up goals? According to this, their goaltenders haven't. 2 or 3, but rarely putting up more than 3. 1, 2, 3 times only. That's it. So Columbus probably not going to get a ton of goals this game, but you still might want to grab some guys. So yeah, Seth Jones, Panarin, Werenski. Wow, it's a lot of great. It's tough to see where it's coming from. I always like grabbing Kamek because these guys are all averaging in the 3s. I guess Seth Jones is your guy, but yeah, I'm not liking them too much, depending on the goaltending matchup. Calvert, I grabbed Calvert, and he was kind of cheap, 3,800, so maybe you want to grab that on a third line if you like a third line matchup. Grab Calvert and Bjorkstrand. It's not a bad thing to do. But yeah, I'm not going to focus too much on Columbus. I don't think there's going to be that many goals in that game. So we'll see. All right, Dallas and Vancouver. Let's take a look at Dallas. Wow, look at all that green. They really are a huge offense. How is Vancouver's goaltending? Are they going to have Nilsson, or are they going to do Markstrom? And they are generally giving up. Wow, boy, if Nilsson's playing, that's 2 shutouts in the last 4 games. Only had 1 bad one. This team's not giving up all that many goals. And Dallas, on the other hand, if they play Bishop, watch out. Then we like my Horvat Berchi line. I love that line on Vancouver, but let's take a look at Dallas first. So this team, not necessarily a great matchup for them, but they do put up points, and it's Sagan and Ben Klingberg. Look at that. That is so nasty. And Radulov. There's a lot of grossness there. I think you have to, as a safety, if you're going to take a lot of rosters, you gotta grab this on one of them. I always like Devon Shore. I think he's still pretty cheap, 4,200. He always seems to get a goal randomly, just whenever. Asa Lindell does this every 3 games, and he's not expensive. Fox on Pitlick. But yeah, I mean those 4 really. Yeah, they look good. Now Vancouver-wise, now I think Vancouver's going to score a few goals in this game, especially if Bishop's playing. Now here, I love this. I love these guys here. I like Besser too now. So Brock Besser, Berchi, Horvat. That is my fun. They're not generally heavily owned. The more I do the videos about them, the higher owned they're going to get in these tournaments, unfortunately. But they're a great line. They do this. I've cashed big in tournaments with them several times because of their low ownership, and they have huge games like this. I still like them. So those 3, I love them. I'm definitely going to have them on a roster or two, just because I think Dallas, especially if Bishop's playing. Anybody else? And you notice that the first line of Vancouver is very deceiving. You don't want to touch the Sedins. Look at how Henrik, is he even there? Is he just playing vicariously through his brother? Like the points between, it's terrible. And they know it. They know the second line is coming. And then even there's some third, like Gagne is a good player. Picked up him. Vanek. Vanek is not a bad one to pick up here too. If we want to do Vanek, and Pouliot's been around a lot. And what is this? Look at Dorsett. Is Dorsett on the power play or something? I don't think so. Derek Dorsett. So look at this 4th line. This is nuts. Brandon Sutter and Granlund. I bet they're all cheap. You should throw them on because no one's gonna own them, and for some reason they do this. Derek Dorsett. Grab Dorsett just for the heck of it. I don't know what that's all about. I'm gonna hit some Vancouver guys tonight on my roster. All right, L.A. Kings and St. Louis. St. Louis knows good. Let's start with the Kings then. Well, there's some points here on the Kings. Let's go with some goalies. Let's look at the goalie matchup. LA and St. Louis. Oh, it was Quick playing? Yeah, that's why. Quick doesn't let up. Yeah, Quick's back and doing good. So he's playing. Watch out for St. Louis's offense is not going to be able to do much. Is Hutton playing? Allen, they're both playing well. 1 and 3. Yeah, I mean, both. You would expect an under in this game. You would, wouldn't you? But there's still offensive power if you think there's going to be goals. Did somebody get hurt? No, I'm thinking of Anaheim. Getzlaf, I think, got hurt yesterday. Let's see, Onzik, so Kopitar, it's a little slow. Downey and Brown, they might have a game like that, but I don't think they're going to have a game like that against St. Louis, the way St. Louis is playing. Oh, yeah, Jeff Carter's out, right? You know, Camilleri, I told you he could do this. If you grab one guy, grab Camilleri. I bet he's cheap. 3,900, yeah. Just for the hell of it. He's a guy with some heart in this game will get a goal. Kempe too. They blew somebody up. But I don't like offense, especially I don't like a lot of offense in this game. So these are teams that put up a lot of points, right? Pietrangelo, Schwartz, Tarasenko are the 3 you grab if you think. But if they're going up against Quick, I don't see a ton of goal. You know, where's this game? This game's in St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis probably win this game like 2-1 or something. Let's see. Edmondson, Steen, Stasny. And then that Brozniak Rebshall is not going to happen every game. So yeah, that's not liking that all that much either because of the really good goaltending. Montreal and Ottawa. So Carey Price, if he's playing, is scary, not good. And Ottawa has some offense. This would be an interesting game. Let's look at Montreal first. Let's look at how's Ottawa's goaltending. Montreal and Ottawa. Condon and Anderson. Anderson's playing better, but still giving up 3 goals a game. What? Wait a minute. All right, Montreal. This one's probably going to be a high-scoring game. Look at Carey Price. He's probably playing too. He got a win, letting up 4 goals. 4-4-1. Ottawa can score, right? Let's see what's the team scoring. Ottawa's right up there, and Montreal's down there. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. I've won some tournaments or done really well in tournaments with Ottawa before, and well, let's look at Montreal. There are going to be goals in this game. I like the over in this game. On the Montreal side, Deneau does this once in a while. He had a massive game last time. You need to have Pacioretty's the really solid one you want. I'm surprised at Shea Weber's numbers, but you can't knock it, so you want to grab him. So you want who's on power play 1? So Lehkonen's the odd man out. Shaw I do like too, and he's cheap. He's on the second. All right, you want these 3. You want Weber and Drouin. Paul Byron can have a big game. You actually want like 6 guys here. Gallagher too, or no? Kolechnik. Oh, Buchanan and Gallagher. Oh boy, and then you can throw these 2 together if you decide to grab the 3rd line. There's a lot to grab here in Montreal. There's going to be a few rosters off and on. But how about Ottawa? So this is where it's going to be fun. So Ottawa is where I expect. This game is in Ottawa. All right, I expect Ottawa to put up 5 goals this game. And that means I love this. I love Carlson, Stone, and Brassard. Always have. Usually it's Hoffman and Stone last year. So I'm not Hoffman I'm grabbing too. What's power play 1? Yeah, Hoffman. All right, that's Burroughs. I guess you're going to let Burroughs go. Carlson, Stone, Brassard, Hoffman, Peugeot. Because Peugeot can have that big game. You don't want to not have him when he does this and puts up 9. He probably does. He's going to get like a hat trick tonight or something. But you're going to get a goal assist, whatever. So one of these guys isn't going to score, but 2 or 3 of them are. Those 5. Weird. Look at Pyatt and Thompson on the 4th line. What's going on here? If these guys are super cheap and you've got some extra salary, grab them at 3,500. Like grab Pyatt, I guess. Grab Pyatt. Maybe Pyatt and Thompson. They're probably going to put together. There's going to be some scoring in this game. If this comes back 1-0 Montreal or something, you can call me a loser. But I think this game is going to be like 5-3 Ottawa. So you saw a lot of guys to take there. I'm definitely really all right. Tampa Bay and Florida. Tampa Bay I know's got offense. Florida I watched the other night has offense. This is gonna be a fun game too. But who's playing in net? Who's playing in goal? Because if it's Vasilevsky and Reimer, well, I'm going with Budai. If it's Budai for Tampa Bay, which I don't think it is, then that's interesting. If it's Vasilevsky, then your Florida scoring is not going to be what it could be. And then Reimer will give up. He can give up 3. Probably gives up 3, maybe to Tampa Bay. They're coming off a crappy loss to Detroit. Florida is. I do think Tampa Bay. They have a really good team. Let's look at Florida first. So if Vasilevsky's in, you're probably not taking less because I had a lot of fun with Dadonov. They were phenomenal. Dadonov and Barkov and Huberdeau, the 3 of them. So you could grab them just on one lineup. Just grab them. Trocheck and Verbata, not up against Vasilevsky. So those are the other 2. Trocheck and Verbata, but wow, I mean 13. So 5, yeah, I mean those are the 5 guys. 3. Ekblad will do this to you if you want to grab a defenseman. He's hustling. He looked really good in the last game. So those 4, these 2 if you take them. But I'm siding more with Tampa Bay this game. Nastiness that is Kucherov, yes, and Stamkos too. Why not? I mean, who did they not score against? Let's remove this position for a second. It was Anaheim that they didn't have a big game against. Well, Florida is not as good as defensively as Anaheim. I don't think so. Well, anyway, these 2, Nemesnikov. He's solid. I guess we want to grab him. Hedman maybe. Okay. So here, Sergachev, Point, Palat, Yanni Gord. So if the first line which is going to be out there a lot, do you grab anybody else? I think it's Point and Sergachev doing something like this. Yanni Gord's probably going to be rarer. Palat not as much. So you can grab these three and these three. I don't know if I want Hedman. Hedman hasn't had a game bigger than 4. And Nemesnik, I don't know. He's probably going to pick up some assists. That's why you won't grab him. Those 5 or 6. All right, maybe not. I think it's going to be some Tampa Bay I want, depending on goaltending. Toronto and San Jose. Toronto, big offensive team, but 2, 3. Yeah, they're good for like 3 goals a game. San Jose also putting up more goals recently. What about shots-wise? 37. Ton of shots. Well, how's the goaltending looking for this game? Well, probably going to be Frederick Anderson, who's not been playing well. 4, 5, 6. Whoa, wait a minute. All right, hold on. San Jose's offense could be something to be reckoned with this game. Is Aaron Dell going to be playing for San Jose? Or is it going to be Martin Jones? Martin Jones. I think that San Jose's offense, San Jose probably wins this game if Martin Jones or Aaron Dell is playing. Aaron Dell, 2, 2, 4. I'm a little suspect on the goaltending. I'm real suspect on Toronto's defense. So it makes me think of going for San Jose. So let's look at the San Jose guys. Of course, there's the hacker. There's the lumberjack, Brent Burns, right? There's Pavelski, blank. Okay, Logan Couture. So that's what you're going to do here. Is you're going to do, if you want to grab Brent because the defense is so bad on Toronto, he's going to be rushed out. I think you might want to grab Brent tonight for a night like this. Thornton's still doing it. So I think you grab Burns, Pavelski, Logan Couture. Where's Marlowe? Is Marlowe still on this team? No, Marlowe got traded, didn't he? Oh, is he on Vegas? We're going to see that in a minute, aren't we? So Logan Couture and Hurdle. I think you do Couture and Hurdle, Burns, Pavelski. There ain't too much. Boy, Boddicker just cannot put up points. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to grab here. Huh. So I guess just Burns, Pavelski, Couture, and Hurdle. Anything power play 1 we're missing? Thornton. You could grab Thornton if you really think it's going to be a big offense. It might be. You might want to grab Thornton too. All right, Toronto. They're a nice offensive team. Look at how high they are up off shoots goal line, 6-4-2. But San Jose's goalies are doing. They will let up 4, but only twice. And it's probably going to be Martin Jones, I feel like. I think I saw he's confirmed, actually. He's probably going to give up just a couple goals. And I think San Jose's going to score more. So just a couple goals. I mean, is it going to be Kadri tonight? Is it going to be Van Riemsdyk? Is it going to be Austin Matthews? And, you know, they probably get like somebody, 2 of these 4 guys get a goal, something like that. I mean, you could do Hyman and Matthews. Kadri, Marlowe. Oh, yeah, Marlowe. Sorry, Marlowe's on Toronto. Not on San Jose. So he's okay. I always like grabbing a guy who's going out and playing against his old team. So grab Marlowe tonight. That you do want to do. He'll probably score. So if it's going to be Marlowe, is Marlowe on a power play? Okay. My power play is 1 is off. Power play 1's missing a guy. I think you could do Marlowe, I guess Marlowe and Kadri. I think Komarov's going to be out, right? Didn't he do something? Didn't he hit somebody? But yeah, I'm not in love with Toronto's offense in this game. It's not a great matchup for them. All right, so we're down to the Vegas Golden Knights and the Islanders. First time I've reviewed the Golden Knights, so let's do them last. Let's start out with the Islanders. Oh yeah, the Islanders. Yeah, what the heck happened with them, right? So the Islanders are waking up. Look at this, 6-4-5. So this is going to be a heck of a game. I was talking to a buddy of mine who's in Las Vegas who's going to be going to this game tonight, and he's pumped up, and he doesn't like the Islanders, but I don't agree with him. I think the Islanders have a team. This is going to be a good game tonight. Look at what Tavares can do. I like Anders Lee. Bailey's not. These three. I think that let's see what the goaltending situation is, because I haven't seen Vegas play. I'm probably going to watch this game tonight. What time is it at? It's at, if you hover over this, it's a 7 p.m. game. It's in the island. Okay, so it's here. Sorry, he's not going to the game tonight. He's watching the game. Clearly, the game is in Long Island. Oscar Dansk is a good goalie. Is he starting tonight? Halak will give up a couple or 2 or 3. Grice will give up more. I think Halak's playing from what I saw. And is it going to be Dansk? Maybe. So that makes me question the Islanders' offense against what's apparently a really good. Only one time have the Knights given up more than 2 goals. Are you serious? Or 4 goals here. They got a bunch of different goalies. 4, 6, but generally 2. That was 13 days ago. I don't know who's good. If it's Dansk, I don't like the Islanders' offense as much. And then Halak's going to give up 3 goals to a Vegas team that is hot. What's interesting is not nearly as many shots as you would think. 20s. Wow. So they're just sniping. I don't know. That's cool. All right. So let's take a look then. Back at the Islanders. So yeah, if Dansk is in that, I don't like taking too many Islanders. But if you're going to take some Islanders, Tavares, Lee, and Bailey. Wow, look at that. Look at this game. But yeah, Tavares, Lee, and Bailey. Eberle, who used to be with Edmonton, can be good. Eberle and Brock Nelson. Pollock. Cizikas. Okay, so yeah, I guess you'd take Eberle and Nelson if you want, and then these 3. Wow. Yeah, if you're thinking some power plays or something. Maybe Nick Lee. I don't know. I don't really know what to tell you. I don't really want to load up on the Islanders in this game, but you might want to grab Tavares. Let's take Vegas. I think that if their goaltending is really as consistent as it is, I think Vegas does win this game against the Islanders, and it's not that high scoring. It's like 3-1 or 3-2. So we'll see. Now, Vegas. Let's look at Vegas. So what's going on? Why is this team good? Well, James Neal's an awesome player from Nashville. Perron was an awesome player from St. Louis. Schmidt was from the Caps. He's like Edmonton or Vancouver or something. Cody Eakin was with Dallas, I believe. Mark Chesson was with Florida. Riley Smith was with Buffalo. William Karlsson started. Holla was with Nashville, I think. Will Carrier was with like Boston or Ottawa or something. All right, well, whatever. Okay, so they pick up guys from every team. Neal's awesome. I'm a huge fan of Neal. It looks like he's going to be the guy here. Perron's great too. Was Nate Schmidt used to be with the Caps? I remember thinking of a different Schmidt. This is interesting. Spiza, what do they have going on here? So I will say that's wow. Moving up to the first line. March says good too. Riley Smith, John. All right, so I guess these 2. William Karlsson can do something too. Maybe you got these 3. Neal Perron and I guess Schmidt. Definitely Neal and Perron. It's like 1, 2, 3, 9-point game. They could have one of these, right? I mean, they had one here. Could have one here. Could have one like this. like this. That's like 14 points with the 3 of them. But you see these 2 are often tied together. You definitely want to grab these 2. And then what's the power play situation? Schmidt and Holla. Okay, maybe you can throw Holla up there. That's the sneaker. That's the sneaker. He's cheap and he's on the power play. And you can see he will put up these 4. But that's what you do. Grab Holla. And I don't know what this situation is. Who's this guy? This is another cheapie you can grab because there might be some power play goals, and those guys are both on the 3rd line together. So maybe grab those 2. That's an interesting play on Vegas. I think I'm going to be messing around with Vegas's lineup today, especially if Grice is in that. My God, if Grice is in that, I'm going to be all over Vegas's lineup. All right, so pretty cool stuff. The file is working, as you can see, and may your players be scoring. And go pick up the file on kenbraverman.com. $5 for a week. I think I'm going to do $20 for a month. It's fun, and you're going to see the Spraps icon on DraftKings entering some tournaments because we're having a good time with this. So may your players be scoring.